Hello everyone, happy to see you again. So far, which I have discussed here, nearly the ingredients of the concrete. What is the ingredient and what are all the available admixtures, basic ingredient and available admixtures, and the state of concrete in a fresh mode and state of concrete in a hardened mode. After that, we discussed a durability aspect and what are all the aspect regarding the durability and number of attacks for a concrete. So right now we are going to discuss the topic regarding concrete mix proportioning. Here, if you understand the concept throughout the concrete technology so far, you can understand well regarding the mix design. Mix design, we cannot directly design a mix without knowing the ingredients of concrete and the detailing, specification and properties. Without knowing a knowledge, we cannot straight away get into the topic known as mix design. Why it is a very wide topic in the sense, a concrete is being applied throughout the world. So the world throughout is not similar. The temperature, the topography of the land, the climate and humidity, geology, see, number of character is changing for each and every country and each and every state. The number of character which is changing, but the concrete does not change the name. Why? Because the places may change, the environment may change, the aggressiveness may be changed, but the concrete is a single element which is being used universally. How it is universally used? Due to its wide variety of things, we can see that if a dam is built for a fresh water, the same concrete ingredient we cannot use for a dam which is stored a salt water. Why? Because the amount of salt content will be higher and the nature of the attack due to the salt water will be different versus the fresh water. Also, you are designing a bridge. All bridges are not similar. Why? Because according to the particular environment, according to the topography. Here you can see that you are constructing a dam in hill oriented areas. Then the humidity will be high, always there will be moisture content around it, hence you need a better cover for a concrete. Also, the amount of water percolation to a concrete will be higher. That is one case. And in another case, if you are in a lower mean sea level area, then there will be a high heat. Generally, when comparing the other areas, if you are laying a concrete, there will be reduced humidity level, there will be less water content around the environment. So if you are considering a general mix design and if you are going for a construction, you are taking 0.45 as mix design. See, the environment doesn't have some air. If you pour some water into a concrete for curing, definitely the rate of evaporation will be very much high. Then the amount of water which is required for that concrete to withstand dry shrinkage needs a little more attention. So the dry shrinkage will be a prominent attack for the concrete in those areas. If you are building a structure near a industrial area, industrial oriented area, what happens? Due to the toxicness of the industry, some structure may get affected. For a chemical oriented industry which is there nearby, then what happens? Due to the contaminants of soil or by the groundwater, your structure foundation may get attacked due to the contaminant of that industry, and also due to the air pollution caused by the industry does affect the carbonation of a structure. If more the carbon dioxide is released near, then what happens? The rate of carbonation will be higher in urban areas. Due to the more carbon emission, the attack of carbonation will be quick. So that you have to take care of the carbonation effect and you have to design for that. So for each and every area, these kind of random effect may happen. So while designing a concrete mix, number of data which is required in order to give a mix design and to give a best structure for the environment. So that you need to take care of the components for mix design. In this module, we will discuss some of the important aspect which is required for concrete mix design or concrete proportioning. You have to take care of this following point in order to mix a very good concrete for your structure. Yes, with this introduction, we will move into the topic why the concrete mix design is required. Because a concrete is required for specific characteristic and for specific age. See that the specific characteristics may be fresh character or a hardened character. There are two different character. According to the character, a concrete mix has to be aimed, and for specified age, a quick requirement of strength is required for particular concrete. Say if you are laying a road, the road work should be completed as quickly as possible in order to let the traffic flow. So that you need a quick strength in the earlier stage. See, there comes the specified age or the later strength which is required, and workability of fresh concrete and durability requirement. Durability is generally environmental aspect and exposure. If you want to design for these, so you have to take care of these four components for your mix proportioning. This is the aim of mix proportioning. Before going into the topic, why we need a concrete mix design? Without understanding the basic constituent, it is blind to give a concrete mix design. And also for the site condition, if you are designing a concrete mix in a laboratory and making a concrete and preparing a concrete, and if you are going for a site, then there may be certain deviations, and according to that, the concrete mix design should be a trial mix design to suit the environment. And we have to know the interrelationship between all the variables, which are cement, sand, admixtures which are used, water. These are the component. There are two objectives. First one is why we are conducting a mix design. First one is to achieve a required strength and durability, and second thing is economical aspect. If we are taking care of strength and durability as a single aspect, then the economic aspect will not come together. Also, you have to take care of the economical aspect in order to give your optimum fulfillment of your objective. First objective is to fulfill the strength and durability requirement, and second objective is to consider the economy as an aspect. Here, for first aspect, regarding strength and durability, the more dilute the paste. What do you mean by dilution is the amount of water which is being added. If more the water is added, then the greater will be the spacing between cement particles. Why? Because the water content will take some area between the cement particles, thus weaken the ultimate paste structure. See that the paste structure should be hard so that it will take more load. Also, the amount of permeability with the aggregate, which is very less, and the permeability of cement paste. There are two components in a concrete. What is that? A cement paste and the aggregates. Aggregates have certain permeability. The cement paste is a component where you have to make sure that it is not permeable. If you add more water into the cement, what happens? Then the permeability tends to increase, then it reduces the durability as well as the strength. Here the paste content should be taken care. Minimum amount of paste which is required. How we can make a minimum paste is adding the cementitious material. So you have to take care of the cementitious material first, and second object is to make an economical concrete. So for economical concrete, not only the ingredients, also the labor cost is a primary factor. You have to reduce the labor cost and transportation of a concrete. Mixing and curing should also be taken into consideration for a mix design. What are the variables? These are the variables you have to take care in a mix design. First one is water cement ratio, which is the primary. Guideline gives certain range of water cement ratio, which we are going to discuss, and cement content or cement aggregate ratio. The first major ingredient is water cement and cement to aggregate. The more the water cement ratio, the less will be the strength of the concrete. So these are the first two variables. Next one, gradation. If the aggregate particles is being taken care and a good gradation is being followed, then the result of concrete will be very much high. Also consistency. And here we have to note that for economic aspect, the minimum amount of paste we should consider. What is the purpose of cement? Is to give a lubrication for all the filler material and to bind the aggregate and to bind all the material. This is the purpose. So you have to take care of the purpose, and limited amount of minimum amount of cement paste or cement content should be used. And also, if you go for I need a better strength and better durability, so that I am going for more cement content. IS 456 indicates a maximum cement content of 450 kg per meter cube. If you need more strength, we cannot keep on increase the cement content. If you increase more cement content than that, what happens? The secondary effect involves. What are they? There may be a greater cost. Why? Because the highest ingredient in a concrete is cement. It is the highest of the cost. More you include cement, the cost will be higher. And dry shrinkage. Due to the high heat hydration, the shrinkage will be higher and greater susceptibility to percolation of water. Therefore, if water gets inside, then aggressive actions will take place inside the concrete and durability will be reduced. So these are the things which we will consider for mix design. What are the methods for proportioning? There are different method which is used for proportioning, and also different countries are following their own proportioning. Why? Because their primary intention for a particular country is different for a other country. Say for example, if we are following American Standard Code in India, it will not suit perfectly for our country. Why? Because in America, throughout the country, there will be freeze-thaw effect, and in India only 10 to 15% of the area will be affected due to freeze-thaw effect. Also the pollution and the climatic condition, temperature, which will be different for India and United Kingdom versus the United States. All the three countries have their different environmental basis and the requirement. We cannot accept other countries' guideline for a particular country. Why? Because that country's method of mixed design better suits their country. You should note that there is no better mixed design according to the methods. The thing is, you have to suit the particular mixed design for a particular area. These are the different types of methods which are available. According to your uses, we have to consider a general method for mixed proportioning. First one is arbitrary proportioning. Arbitrary in the sense, we can take 1:2, 2:4, 1 part of cement, 2 part of sand and 4 part of coarse aggregate. This is an arbitrary proportion which will give a arbitrary value as 1:2:4, which will give you a strength of M15. This is arbitrary proportioning. Next one is fineness modulus method. Here in this method, all the ingredients have different fineness value. That is, cement is more finer, sand will be fineness of lesser than 4.75 mm, and the coarse aggregate will be less than 20 mm generally. Like that, the fineness of different ingredient is different. By using the fineness modulus of each and every ingredient, you can use a mixed design. And maximum density method, here the density of all the ingredient is being considered, and according to the each and every density, the proportion is being calculated. Surface area. Next is Indian Road Congress. Here, when you are going for a bridge design, IRC code suggests a mixed proportion for a concrete. You can follow when you are going for a bridge design, or if you are going for a pavement concrete, you can follow Indian Road Congress IRC 44 method. And high strength concrete mixed design based on flexural strength. For certain structure, for certain concrete structure, flexural strength is very much important. In those areas, you can consider mixed design based on flexural strength. Here the primary factor is flexural strength. So you can use this method for pavement oriented structure. Next one, Road Note 4 grading curve method and American Concrete Institute Committee 211 method. This is given by American Standard, and DOE, Department of Environmental Method, which is given by United Kingdom, and mixed design for pumpable concrete. If you want a concrete which is pumpable, you can go for pumpable concrete and Indian Standard Recommendation Method 10262. Here we will be discussing Indian Standard Recommendation, and in 2019 revision is being made by this code. We will follow this code book for our design aspects. Next one, selection criteria for mixed proportioning. These are the important 15 character. You should know this 15 parameter before doing a mixed design, or for selecting a mixed proportion. These 15 components are very much important, which is given in guideline to follow the mixed design process. First one is grade. The grade in the sense, what is the grade required for mixed design? M20 or M30, or for higher grade concrete is M75. You can take that, the grade, what is the grade which is required. And next one, type and grade of cement. This is the type in the sense, the concrete can be a OPC, ordinary Portland cement, or PPC, that is Portland pozzolano cement, sulfate resistant cement. Like that, there may be different type of cement and grade of cement. There are 3 types of grade, that is 33, 43 and 53 grade of OPC. So you have to mention earlier before mixed design what is the grade of cement which is being used. Also the maximum nominal size of aggregate. Next one, minimum cement content and maximum water cement ratio. This we have to take before mixed design from IS 456. The table 5 gives the indication of minimum cement content for a mixed design and the maximum water cement ratio. We should take this note from IS 456 and then proceed the mixed design. Next one is exposure condition. In IS 456 they have given for particular exposure, which we will discuss later, and workability requirement at the time of placement. See, the concrete which is being done for road, is not similar for while concreting in a slab. The slab has more number of steel mesh. The concrete should be more workable. The slump value should be high in order to give a better grade of concrete. Next one, transporting time. If you are going for ready mix concrete, then the mix design of ready mix concrete should have a admixture called retarder. If you are making a concrete at the site, then the retarder is not generally required, but if you are working in a ready mix plant, then the transportation time is required. Note that for a particular project, if a time between your RMC plant and the destination would be having 1 hour, and the difference for the second project might be 3 hours, you cannot use a same mix design for all the project. Next one is method of placing, how you are placing the concrete. Then degree of site control. The site control is how the workers are being worked while placing and compacting the concrete, placing, compacting and curing, how the site control is being achieved. Whatever we can do in a mixed design, and if we are not monitoring during the execution of concrete, then this is the site control which gives the result of a concrete. So there should be a degree of control. There is different level, that is good, fair, poor, excellent. So this we will discuss. Then type of coarse aggregate. If you are using angular and subangular, gravel, you can use M sand. Right now M sand is being popular. If you are using this type of sand, it should be well known for mixed design. And type of fine aggregate, you are using a river sand or M sand. Next one is maximum cement content, and whether the chemical admixture is used or not, and whether mineral admixture is used, and last one is any other specific requirement for the particular site. These are the things should be known for doing a mixed design. So how to quantify this? Guidelines from Indian standard, certain assumptions for proceeding this. When we are doing a concrete mix design, after the mix design we will make a trial mix and we will cast a cube. We will check that either what we required is finally achieved or not. For identifying that, we will make a trial mix to achieve the specific requirement. Yes, these are the table which is being given by Indian Standard Code for mixed design. Table 3 of IS 456 gives the environmental exposure condition, that is mild, moderate, severe, very severe and extreme. These are the 5 cases which you have to identify and proceed the mixed design. How to identify either concrete mixed design to take mild or moderate? Sir, how we can decide it? The thing is, if you are going for concrete surface protected against weather or aggressive condition, except those situated in coastal area. If you are constructing a concrete in coastal area, then that is not a mild concrete. Also, a concrete surface protected against weather and aggressive condition. This is normal condition. Under normal environment, if everything is fine, then there is no attack due to the environment and no pollution around the structure, then you can take it as mild. Moderate in the sense concrete exposed to condensation or rain. Here the moderate condition is for a hill area. There the condensation will be higher. In those places you can consider a moderate situation. In a hill area or in more humid oriented areas, you can consider a moderate. And if a concrete is being done under non-aggressive soil, if you are designing for a foundation, then foundation mix design should be considered as moderate, and for moderate condition they will be giving a guideline for taking cover of the concrete. Next, severe concrete surface exposed to severe rain. Here, if your structure is being affected by severe rainfall throughout the year, or at a particular period there will be a severe rain, then you have to assume your structure as severe and you have to proceed the guideline. And alternate wetting and drying and severe conditions should be taken. Concrete completely immersed in sea water, then if you are making a concrete in a coastal area, you have to consider it as severe. Why? Because if a concrete completely immersed in sea water and exposed to coastal environment, if you are building a coastal structure, you cannot consider mild or moderate condition, you have to take your condition as severe. And where we can go for very severe, concrete surface exposed to sea water spray. There may be sea water, but if it is spraying in your structure, then corrosive fumes or severe freezing condition, then you have to consider it as severe. Ports and harbors will come under this very severe condition. And extreme, the concrete is buried under aggressive subsoil. If you are going for foundation for a septic tank, there you will find aggressive chemicals to hold them for certain period. There, if you are going for sewage oriented structure and septic tank, there you have to take care of the environment and extreme conditions should be taken. Next thing, table 5 of IS 456 gives minimum cement content. Here, for each and every case, earlier we have discussed mild, moderate, severe, very severe, extreme. If you are building for a septic tank and which has more aggressive chemicals, then the guideline for extreme gives 360 kg per meter cube should be the minimum cement content, and water cement ratio should be 0.4 and minimum grade should be M40. So you should assume this and follow the mixed design. See that identifying the structure first and taking the assumptions from the code book, and then we have to proceed the mixed design. Like that, for each and every structure you have to consider the environment and the structure and go for the cement content, water cement ratio and minimum concrete grade. And workability requirements. So what work you are going to do with this concrete? Either you are going for a pavement. Pavement is a structure, generally it will have 150 or 200 mm maximum depth. So all the places will not be having a high steel mesh. There the vibrator which is not required, high vibration which is not required, and low slump or low workability which is sufficient, and light reinforcement section, that is beam, wall, floor, these kind of areas you can use low workability, and the slump value, by using slump cone test you can make a concrete for M25 to 75 mm slump. And heavy reinforced concrete slab, that is generally a concrete slab which is being laid for bridges, and a commercial structure will be heavily reinforced, and for shear wall also has heavy reinforcement. There you have to consider minimum a medium condition of workability. And also slip form work, pumped concrete, trench fill, there you can consider. Why? Because in a trench we cannot be able to compact completely by using manual means. There you need a high workability so that the concrete will be better. There you need 100 to 150 mm of workability. And creamy concrete, which is required a high workability. Finally, this is the tabular column which gives the degree of control of placing and mixing condition. So whatever we are doing in mix design, after mixing the concrete has to be placed and it has to be exactly mixed for a particular project. During those work, the work can be done with utmost precision or with worst control of a concrete. There is certain range for each and every control of placing and mixing. See that in laboratory we will be taking 1 ml, 2 ml of water into consideration, and we will be mixing a concrete, and this concrete is being placed in a mold, and for molding you will be compacting in 3 layers. Such a controlled procedure you will follow. After the concrete is being hardened, you will completely immerse the concrete in a curing tank. See, this is not going to happen in a field. In field, the concrete which is not completely immersed in water. So the degree of control in lab which is very much higher. That is, there may be deviation in strength if you are mixing a M20 grade concrete in a laboratory, then the variation may be M21 or 22, or below that 19 or 18.7. Like that, there may be a standard deviation from 20 about 1.3. But the same concrete which you are going for a field work, their high degree of control cannot be achieved due to the workers and due to the availability and shortage of equipment, also the practice. Due to that, the concrete grade is being varied. For that, during the mix design, code gives certain degree of control. If you are not at all checking the materials, what is the mixture of materials, and there is no or little supervision, nobody is there to check the concrete which is very much compacted or placed well, then poor or uncontrolled should be the degree of control. And during the mix design, you have to take the deviation as 7 to 8.5. If you require M20 grade, you should assume that I require M28 grade. Why? Because the degree of control is not good here. That is why we need a different range according to the range of your batching equipment and how you are mixing, either you are hand mixing or machine mixing. Like that, you have to identify the degree of control, and according to that we have to go for the mix design. So these are the certain things which you should know before the mix design, which will give the clear understanding of mix design. See that many things has to be assumed and many things has to be surveyed to give a mix design, so that there in all RMC plant there will be a mix design engineer. So if you know a complete concept of mix design, if you are going for many trial of mix design, and you know the technique of mixing the ingredient and fitting to particular project, then you can become a very good design engineer for concrete. So I hope that this lecture would have given you knowledge regarding the concrete mix design. Happy learning. Thank you.